Yeah, welcome back to the Ron Stewart Show. I gotta ask you a question in a second. Here we go.
Ball so hard, baby. I mean, this is the perfect song for Lonzo Ball to come out to.
Yeah.
Ball so hard.
Hey, welcome back to the Ron Stewart Show.
Hey, man, I just mentioned it a second ago. Shout out to the good folks at Halcyon Organics. Check them out at halcyonessentials.com.
Now, how are you spelling? That word sounds kind of tricky.
HALCYON, essentials.com. Dude, they've got creams and lotions now that have hemp extract in it that will do 10 times what Ben Gay ever did for my body. And
I use Ben Gay on a daily basis.
Listen, man.
You know my pressure is high, so I run every day.
I heard you mention the Hilton Head Major that we had a few months ago.
Right.
You smelled that stuff on my body, man.
Right.
So check out halcyonessentials.com, and, of course, there'll be more information about them
all right, so
coming up here real soon.
I'm going to try to remember all three. A couple things I want to mention before we get into these other topics.
All right.
And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You hear Jay-Z in the background. You got the new 444 album?
Of course I do.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's a piece of art.
And welcome back to the Ryan Stewart Show.
I think it's a piece of art that goes in one of those very expensive cases so people can't touch it. And I think it's something that you can't put a price on.
Now I talked about it yesterday. I heard it for the first time like a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jay-Z. Lyrically, he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
No question.
But there wasn't one, and I know I'm almost 50 years old, but there wasn't one club bang on there. Like, there wasn't something on there to make you bob your head and be like, oh, yeah,
listen,
go, boy.
I totally agree, but they will.
And he's old. He's probably evolved.
Right.
But there wasn't one. He was preaching on there pretty much.
This album wasn't about the damn club. The club is why the club in today's culture, today's music is why the album had to be done.
Right.
Yeah, he's trying to wake a lot of people up. So they'll find a way to trick one or two of them to be club bangers. Mm-hmm. But as you said, the last 12 to 15 years, every summer he's giving us a song that has been the theme song for the summer.
Right. I understand that, and I totally get it. He's a different person than he was 20 years ago.
He's grown.
But there wasn't one song on there that I saw that I could turn the radio up in my car.
I got one or two of them that I really liked like that. But the substance in all of them just meant a lot to me. Now I'm 43 years old with two sons and a daughter. I'm trying to teach them about life.
Yeah.
And for Jigga, a guy in pop culture and in rap history that I put at the top of the totem pole, he's my number one. For him to do what he did on this album and say the things that he said and opened up his life and his wife's life and their situation to us, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. Also, O.J. Simpson right now is going through.
That nigga never get out today. Y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Look, man.
Oh.
He was sentenced 9 to 33 with parole opportunities at 9. Y'all know how they feel about that man? They're not going to give that man daylight on his first run at parole.
Well, I talked about this on my show before you came on. There's like a point system that he clearly has achieved enough points to get out.
But the time when he looked at the warden and said, good morning, but didn't say sir, deducted 10 points. They said he dropped his fork 2 times, and there was one day where he didn't take a shower when they asked him to take a shower.
Right.
He didn't fuss, but he didn't take the shower. That's a deduction of 20 points.
So the fix is on.
He'll never see the light of day today. They want him to die in there, man.
You really believe that?
Yes!
I hope you're wrong. But I tend to agree with you.
The nigga did it to himself. Yeah, man. We said for years, man, OJ need to chill. Stop stealing cable. Stop dating these white women out in public. He need to go to Rio. He need to live in the favelas. He need to bounce. But, oh, no, he kept getting up on the scene and popping up the radar. Walked into Vegas with guns in a trench coat with all the cameras in Vegas.
Yeah.
No, man. He going to stand there today. And he going to stand there for a while, man. I'm sorry.
Speaking of didn't learn his lesson or, doing something silly, you heard the comments of Mike Vick, man, about Colin Kaepernick?
I did.
I kind of came at you like you should be on the same side as most of America, and thinking and talking about how blasphemous it was. What are your thoughts when you heard Mike Vick tell Colin Kaepernick to cut his hair And, he
what
said
pissed
that
me
the
off?
guy didn't play good football over the last couple of years, which was a lie.
You know what pissed me off? What pissed me off is the comment came with the fat fedora wearing dude. That's what pissed me off.
Right. Jason Whitlock.
This comment was made on a show by a guy that provokes this and makes his living off of this.
Right.
I thought it was blasphemous for what Mike Vick said. He's one of the reasons why big hair is acceptable.
Right.
Why does Colin have to cut his hair?
Him and his homeboy Allen Iverson.
AI. Ed Reed used to wear the blowout. Jonathan Ogden wore the blowout. I'm naming guys that you have no problem with.
Right.
Troy Polamalu wears the blowout.
Right.
His hair has nothing to do with it. But Mike is right. Mike is right. Look, man, as black people, when we go to a funeral, when we go to a wedding, when we go to court, and there's one more. We put on a suit.
Right.
A job interview.
Right.
We put on a suit. You know why? Our parents taught us that it was looking presentable.
Right. Professional.
Okay. Look, man, Colin Kaepernick's trying to get a job. If he don't want to play the game to get the job that we all play to get a job, then he don't have to play the game. But if he don't get a job, it's not because of his hair.
Right. Okay, so you kind of basically saying the same thing I've been saying over the last couple of days.
I see what Vic is saying, but I totally disagree with what Vic is saying.
Right. You see what Vic is saying because these are things that were said to us all throughout our lives about being professional and being presentable or whatever. But the problem with Vic, tell me if you agree with this or not, is that Mike Vick said it.
Right.
And Mike Vick said it in front of a microphone, in front of a bunch of people that want nothing but hurt and pain for Colin Kaepernick.
What don't you get about that? Mike Vick is institutionalized. Mike Vick was behind walls for 2 years for something that he didn't even understand why he was behind walls.
Yeah.
Mike Vick lost the potential to make $100 million because of something that he saw every Sunday while he was growing up. Mike Vick was taught and trained in that jail. You're wrong. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
So now he is sympathetic to white America in a way that we'll never, ever understand.
Never understand.
Yeah. So all he's telling Kaepernick is, dude, you got to play the game. That's all. He didn't say it right, but he's telling Cap, well, you can grow the hair back, cut it, and get your job back.
And I said this a couple of days ago. A couple people took umbrage with me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The problem is there's a couple problems. The problem number one is that it's Mike Vick. This is the guy that came into the league that had the cornrows.
Yes.
Okay,
he made it fashionable.
He made it one of the people.
Yes.
He made it fashionable. Him and his homeboy Allen Iverson.
It was cool.
He said this in front of a microphone in front of America. This is something you pull a dude to the side with.
Yeah, I agree with that, but this is how he feels. And Mike Vick is trying to get on. He's trying to get on. He got money, but he want to go back to that same show with that same fat fedora wearing dude. He wants to be there once a week and get paid $1,000 to do it. He's trying to get on.
Right.
But he's telling the truth too, Doug, so we can't, I'm not going to.
But do you not agree? And I'm not saying you're right wrong because I said the same thing in as many words yesterday. But do you not agree that he broke a man law? That what he said is so hurtful and so ignorant because at the end of the day,
it's ignorant.
Somebody's hair has nothing to do with anything.
Some of the dumbest stuff he could have ever said in it, you would never think that would come out of Mike Vick's mouth. But here again, people, and I'm just trying to be rational and keeping it real on the show, which I will do and I promise, that wasn't Mike Vick on that show.
Yeah.
That's the new Michael guy that's walking around.
Right. The old Mike Vick is gone.
And he's trying to get on.
And he's not, I've never taken him. And clearly, if you funded a dogfighting ring and you made $100 million,
you got a law.
You're not the brightest guy in the world.
Exactly.
Historically, he's done a bunch of knuckleheaded things, man. He's not the brightest guy. He's not the most, the greatest speaker in the world.
Whether you like it or not, the comment has shown his growth. We might not like the way it was delivered or the form it was delivered on, but when I go to Best Academy and I mentor these kids weekly during the course of the school year.
Hold on, let's stop right there. That's different. You're talking about some young, impressionable kids.
It's not different.
And Mike Vick kind of, in a way, hold on, let me say this. And this is your show. My bad. I apologize. This is your show.
Son of a bitch. I'm not here for this. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm pulling rank. No, I'm not going to wait.
No, this is very important. This is important to the conversation.
You got 10 seconds. It's my damn show.
Mike Vick is in effect trying to put Colin Kaepernick in the same bubble as him. Mike Vick went to jail for fighting dogs.
He did
as shit
Fed time
for almost 2 years.
He did Fed time.
Colin Kaepernick, what he did with his protest is right.
Right.
So why is he trying to give Colin Kaepernick advice?
Listen, man, because he's in a position to mentor the youth, those that follow him, those that look up to him. That's why, man. And what he's saying is right. I'm sorry, it's right. You trying to get a job? You need to go in there looking presentable. You do it.
So for the record,
Look,
you're
man,
saying
I go to a burger spot that everybody in there has tattoos in their nose and earrings in their eyeballs and stuff like that, man. That's the only burger spot that...
Vortex.
Yes. That's the only spot where they can go and get hired. Spots that are acceptable of that culture.
Uh-huh.
Hey, man, Colin Kaepernick sliced his own career up. And if you remember when he first started taking the knee, I said on radio on WGST on that Saturday, I said, unfortunately, living how I've lived and seen the things that I've seen, I wished he would have waited for the guaranteed $50 million first.
Yeah.
Because he put himself in a position where he's not going to get to go back to the table to negotiate bread like that.
Yeah.
Am I for his decision? Yes. People that are standing up for black people and black people's rights and color people that are still being oppressed, yes, I stand up for that. But there's a time and a place, and it was worth $50 million, and it cost him $50 million.
Do you think Colin Kaepernick's going to play in the NFL again?
I do not. And what I disagree with Mike Vick about was his numbers were good enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
16 touchdowns last year, 4 interceptions.
Right.
There's a bunch of guys that haven't done half as much as Colin Kaepernick for his career that have jobs right now.
He was rated 90% last year. He was a 90% rated quarterback last year, but he coached under he played under a coach that was a dumbass, and he was injured. That's it. Yeah, the kid can play. Mm-hmm. But when he took that knee, he made a decision to forego playing football or at least getting paid to do it.
Topic number 4.
You got to get that done by the machine guy. Yeah.
We got to pay a voice guy to do that, but for now, it's going to have to suffice.
We can cut costs. It's fine.
I don't think that there's a better time, man, to turn the page from what happened in the Super Bowl last year, man, than to get your thoughts.
Yep.
Quickly, man, for the record, and I'm not trying to take over your show or nothing like that.
I needed you to hold my hand today, man, because I would have stayed on one topic the whole day.
Hey, man, you know I hosted one of the biggest Super Bowl parties in the city.
It was great.
The Qs from
right.
They found a way to lose the game. What are your thoughts, man? Where are you at? Tell me your emotions watching that debacle in the Super Bowl this year with the Atlanta Falcons.
With me, man, doo-doo runs down the hill. And
what?
Yes, it runs down the hill.
Wait a minute.
Doo-doo runs down the hill. All right? And if I need to explain that to you, man, you're having one of those moments that is not good for radio. I'm highly disappointed that Dan Quinn allowed that dummy Shanahan to call that play. He heard the play call. He heard it.
Right.
He had to have heard it. So that hurts that he allowed Dan Quinn to send that play on. And as the doo-doo continues to roll down the stream, the doo-doo falls on Matt Ryan's head next.
Right.
It hurts to my heart that the league MVP, the $100 million man, heard that call on 3rd and 2 in field goal range and didn't say, "Are you dumb?"
Right. They know better.
There's no way we're running that, coach. Everybody. Coach
Right.
just called so. But no, we're going to line up in that same formation. We're going to snap the ball, and I'm just going to try to get a yard for the first down. If not, we're going to get a field goal, and we're going to walk up out of this bitch Super Bowl champs. He called that play.
Yeah.
John Elway, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Warren Moon,
Steve Young,
Joe
Montana
right. Would never have called that play, even though they didn't have coordinators that would call that stupid stuff.
Right.
But I'm disappointed in Matt Ryan for calling that play, man.
Right. I think I talked about this a couple of days ago. If I had to put him in order, man, number 1 would be Dan Quinn because ultimately
it's him.
He's got veto power.
Yes. What do you mean?
Now he's
shotgun.
He's a young head coach.
5 wide.
Right. And secondly, I blame Matt Ryan because he know better as well.
Man, please. Get out of here, man. It's the Super Bowl, Doug.
Man, no cats
and a field goal guarantees you a Super Bowl victory.
Man, but forget the Super Bowl. Okay, fuck the field goal.